Hi all, welcome back to more Labyrinth, playing the extended campaign solo. I believe this is part 33, that's my guess. Like I say, I'm not often wrong, but I had a close one recently where I think I said 28 or 29, but I think I got it right in the end. Anyway, as long as it's following the sequence. Right, so, chance to play a couple of bits. Seem to recall when I left off from last night that things were just rough and just a struggle. I'm on the back foot all the time, I feel. I'm struggling to get anything moving forward. I'm really just having to try and stop what they're trying to do. And we almost dealt with Somalia and they just sneaked in at the last moment after rolling that 6 as well. What a waste in the end, wasn't it? I just watched that bit back when I was coming back on the train. Yuck. However, what's not helped is I've been making one major mistake. I want to say it maybe didn't matter, but it was a major mistake, and glad the guys brought it up, obviously. And it was a mistake that would have benefited me if I'd been doing it right. So I never feel quite so bad about them. I did think, can I go back and maybe make adjustments to it? But I think if I watch things, I think it's probably balanced itself out now anyway. There might have been a moment where I probably could have had a go of a war of ideas better. In fact, possibly even the attempt in Somalia there when I needed the 6. Well, what was it? The first attempt I rolled a 1, so that wouldn't have worked anyway, but it's probably not able to go back and fix, and we'll comment on it in a minute. So just a few comments to pick up on. This is from part 27, so I think I've got everything before this. Again, I think I was at Hamler already commented on this. Time at the 57 minute 45 second mark. They can't plot in Pakistan because it's Islamist rule. Yeah, I eventually realised that, and I know I talk about it, and then eventually the penny drops when I go to actually do the plotting, and I say, oh wait, I can't plot there, so they end up plotting in... It was Iraq or Somalia. I think it was... Yeah, it was Iraq, because the resources, wasn't it? Highest resources. So yeah, but fair enough, comments in there, because I didn't notice it at the time. I want to say it was probably the next part that I actually realised, so it's fair to leave a comment there. And I don't mind the comments are there, they're for other people looking and they'll say that as well. As long as I end up not doing it wrong, that's the main thing. He also said at the 59 minute 31 second mark, you need to place a cadre marker after removing the last cell in Central Asia. I want to say that's the same as well, and I also want to say that I realised it in the next part. And said I'll need to put a comment in the header about that, and I didn't. So, but you guys don't read the comments in the headers anyway. So, well, there's a bit to that as well. So, but I did get it. I got the cadre, and then we done the same here, and left the cadre, and I don't think I missed anything with that. I think I was waiting putting it in. So again, the comments in the right place, so that's good. So that was 27. Right, so 28. Yeah, I know. At the 30 minute 52 second mark, you did it again. You had multiple candidates from the first box, and then you went to the next box instead of the priorities table. And I not realise this a bit later, I think. Well, let's just let me watch the timestamp just in case. Yeah, and he's right, and I think I noticed this. I either noticed it a little later when I had been doing this bit, or it might have been on another occasion where I almost done it again, and I just can't seem to get. Well, I don't know. I just start moving along, and then get myself caught. It's when we come to here, and there's two choices, and sometimes I'm just moving on. I mean, fortunately that time it came right around to here again, and we had to go down here, so we got the same result, I believe, anyway. But I'm going to have to watch that. That's happening too much. So yeah, I'm going to have to watch. Right, in Kashmir, he says, has an effect, so it's playable. The alignment shift is not a prerequisite for placing the cell. So yeah, I think I've been pondering over some of these cards for too long and dilly-dallying. Shift Pakistan 1 box towards adversary and place a cell there. We do that, don't we? Yeah, because this is the 3 ops card that I think, and it's weak. And he also, Tim makes a comment on that as well. Is that in this part? Or was that another card? It was another card, how it seems quite a weak choice for them. Well, they place a cell here. But yeah, what he's saying is, it doesn't say if you can shift Pakistan 1 box towards adversary, then place a cell there. Like, it's not a prerequisite for the card, what he's saying. Which is fair enough. It's just trying to get some of these things through my head. I mean, I see that, and then I just imagine some other text on the card that gets me going off and wondering other things. Right, so I'm going to come back to the main mistake there. Okay. Was that... okay, there we go. Yeah, actually, Hammer also comments that Kashmir is valid to play, yeah. Thank God the jihadists were delayed in Somalia. Yeah, okay. Well, you'll see what happens in Somalia shortly, but... the chemical attack on Mosul is pretty horrific, but there's some good news. Sequestration stops and you get back your 3 troops before the card draw phase. Yeah, I also picked up on that because it was a WMD. Yeah, and I'll come back to the other part that he talks about just in a minute. So it was both him and Tim picked up on this. Don't see any rules about removing the Russian and Central Asian stockpile. 2, you can remove them or keep them, though I doubt they'll come into play. Yeah, I'm just going to leave them. I just think we realise that they're probably not going to be involved in the game. But, I mean, I suppose technically that oil price spike card could bring them back. So, yeah, so Hamler picked up on this too. And so did Tim, like I said. That's part 28. Now, is there anything else? Because I just released part 30 as well. Yeah, there's the one. 29. So, if that makes you feel better about the bot getting such a weak result from a 3 ops card, just think about all of the extra ops they've gone to use from radicalisation and from getting to save their reserves. Yeah, I mean, I have said throughout that they do get to cheat a bit, and I should remember that when I'm looking at cards that are 3 ops and they're doing... What was it? Was it they placed a reaction marker? I mean, they still done something. It's just that's all they done, or was there something even wimpier than that they done? No, I think they still placed a reaction marker with that card, didn't they? But anyway, yeah, it's a fair point. Very true. I've not replied to any of these just yet, but anyway. Hamler from part 29 as well. Sequestration is just one of the cards that put troops into the off track. Most of the other cards tell you to fetch your troops after the card draw step, like a blow scare. Yeah, because it was slightly different, wasn't it? It said to bring it back. It overrode this rule about just bringing them back. That just says to bring them back in the end of turn phase, whereas it said you had to have a 3 resource Islamist rule country to bring them back. And I don't think these guys made any comments on that. Or could it be you've not got to that bit yet? I'm not sure. Maybe. But I think it's one of these just events that, override the actual rule. So, regarding pirates, as you saw with Sharia, there are some remix cards that are added into the new expansion. Awakening Pirates is way harder and easier to trigger, and No Fracking is a new event card And no, fracking is a new event card, right? You didn't miss it in the normal game. Okay. So it's just talking about, some of the cards. Well, I think it was regarding these two events, fracking and pirates there, But they do something. Yeah, I suppose I was querying why, because I know the pirates is in the old deck. He's confirming there that's in the new deck. But pirates is an old deck, but yet it's on this end of turn thing, whereas it wasn't on the base end of turn. But I just thought it might be I don't know. But maybe it's different now, and it actually, before maybe it didn't affect the funding. And it does now. Right, and Tim comments here also, and he's referring to Jean's comment about the sticky comments. What he means by a sticky comment is to create a comment here and mark it as pinned. So in the actual comments where these guys are commenting, I should put a comment in there and mark it as pinned. I'm not sure what that means and how to do that, but I'm sure I could work that one out. So I will try and do that. So when I create the part, I'm still going to put the comment in the header, but I will pin it. I will try and pin it into the comment section then, and see how we go on with that. Okay, right. And then that's like about it. But apart from the big one, right? And I've done this. Actually, I'm saying I've done it twice. How many WMDs are gone? 2. Yeah, because we had 4 in total, and remember there's 6 normal pots, and there's nothing up there just now. There's 6 normal pots, and we had 4, so there should have been 10, and now we've got 8, so there's 2. Yeah, and the last one that went off our prestige was at 1 anyway, but then should it have been at 1? Well, maybe not, who knows? Because Grant's been reading this wrong. And I don't know how I've been reading it that way. Now hang on. What am I looking for? Pots on the back of this. Now let's just open it up in the rulebook as well. So 8.5.6. Give it a second. Yeah, and it's crystal clear. If it wasn't clear enough in the play raid, which my guess is it probably is for everybody except Grant, then it's crystal clear in the rule book. So yeah, and Grant's been blundering about with us. Now we've only had 2 WMDs go off, but the first one went off when I was sitting at 4 prestige, I think it was, guys. And I reduced my prestige to 1 because of it. Because I read this in a way that only Grant could read it, where it says, or prestige to 1 if it's a WMD. I mean, I'm only reading that bit there, right? But I'm not reading the whole sentence. Because there's 3 bullets here. There's 3 things that happen. The first one affects funding. The second one affects prestige. And the third one affects governance and could remove an aid. Okay? But the second one, it says, if country has troops, -1 prestige. Right? And then there's an or as well. So that it's even or, but I mean, Grant's just not reading that or, and he's forgetting about all that, and he's just reading that if there's a WMD goes off, the prestige goes to 1. And that's rubbish. There needs to be troops in the country for it to happen. If there's troops in the country and we remove a 1, 2, 3, 1, a 2, or a 3 plot marker, we get -1 to our prestige. And if there's troops in the country and we reveal a WMD plot marker, our prestige goes to 1. Still needs to have troops in the country. So, like I say, both Tim and Hamler have thrown that one at me. And I looked at it first when they were saying it. I thought, what are the guys on about? I like that. They're what was it? I actually think, I think the second one was in Egypt, wasn't it? So there was troops there. But at that time, I think my prestige was at 1. And there is a chance. I did think about looking it back and seeing my prestige might not be down at 1. But if you think about it, this other one went off in Egypt. The WMD went off Egypt. And that's more recent. And that would have set it back to 1 anyway. I'm not 100% sure if I could look back and it might be at 2 right now, Possibly 3, I don't know. I don't think that's the case, to be honest. I think it's probably where it needs to be. Now, I think I may have missed out on the opportunity while it was at 4, and may have even had some die rolls that I gave a -1 to, and I'm thinking about the 2 attempts to improve the alignment with War Ideas in Somalia. Well, the first one I rolled a 1, and the second one I rolled a 6, which was pretty exciting at the time, but look at the state of the place now. So yeah, thanks for picking that up, guys, or I would have been still doing that. And just to show you in the rulebook, this is procedure now. It starts on the previous page there, but if the target country has troops, lower prestige by 1, -1, or set prestige to 1 if the plot is WMD. I mean, how I've not noticed that, I don't know. Just because I'm a bit daft at times, I guess. Okay, right, that's all to talk about just for now. I'm going to keep my tablet there, but I need it on charge, so this is for the events and that as well. Okay, yeah, and just one thing to bring up yet again, because I just watched all this back again. Oh my, I'm so annoyed that I missed this card. We ended up, because fair enough, if the Musharraf had worked, that would have been probably just as good as this card, or maybe even better. And it's not that it didn't work. It removed Islam and Shul from the country, but should I say, if we were sitting, the problem was that these 2 countries are 3 resources, and they only need 6. And me rescuing this country was only rescuing 2 resources. So the 2 3s were going to be 6 anyway. And yeah, if that hadn't been the case, probably Musharraf still would have been the better card play. But when I realised it wasn't, I then decided that I'm just going to get a 3 ops card. We kept the card, what was it? Back something. I can't remember the card, but it was a 3 ops US card, but it was a really good event as well. But I just kept that, and then of course we played that with Martyrdom, which triggered, and that's the one that put the 2 WMDs in, obviously it wasn't somewhere with troops. Was that the one that went in Iraq? Yeah. And that's the one that I knocked my prestige down as well. So that probably wouldn't have happened at all, because I wouldn't have been playing Martyrdom for the event, because I would have got this card instead. And remember the 2 3 ops cards, the backcourt dart, it's not backcourt dart, whatever it was, that and the Martyrdom, I played they 2 cards using up my whole turn to do a reassessment to move to hard. Whereas I could have just got this card, played this card, went to hard and that's my first card play, then used, okay, I might have still had to use the Martyrdom because I didn't have another 3 ops card, did I? But it would have been worth it, because then we do the 3 ops and do the regime change right away, all in that one bit, and that would have speeded things up, made it quicker. Yeah, and also, why didn't I just go for the War of Ideas in here right away? I spent another phase, so another 2 cards doing other things. Then I decided to do it in here. Rolled a 1, thought I'm going to try it again. Rolled a 6, 2 3 ops cards to do it. Rolled the 6, got it there. Then I had to wait till my next phase to move the troops in, and it was all just too slow. And if I'd done it quicker, then this might have not been how it was. But anyway, and of course, if I'd done this would have happened quicker. We might have got on top of this quicker. And I think it's just little things like that. I mean, I say they're little things, but they're not. They're big things. And yeah, and we're not able to progress. We're just trying to clear up messes everywhere. We're not able to do anything. Like, trying to resolve these regime changes. I don't know. And now I've only got 1 troop on the track, and Iraq's just going to go for it now. There's 3 cells in the track. So what do we do? What do we do? Do we try and go back hard? You know, I just feel I'm back and forth now, haven't I? Because we are soft, aren't we? Yeah. I don't think there's any way out of this again for me. It's just like being back at the same position again. And it's, well, it's worse this time because Iraq is adversary, and it's not sitting at neutral right now where we can say, right, let's take a chance, even with a -1 War of Ideas roll, let's take a chance and go for the 6. We can't do that. There's nothing I can do about Iraq. And there's 3 cells on the track. It's got 1 to 4 more cells and troops. It's also got a reaction marker there. It's just going to recruit 2 more cells and Major Jihad for the win. And I know we said we're going to carry on, but I'd rather that win didn't happen, you know? But I don't know what to do. Wait, the only thing I can try and do, clearly, is again, try and do a regime change in either... Well, actually, no, Pakistan's not any good. Oh, my. No, stop, Grant, stop. It is, yeah. Egypt's not anymore, Grant. So them taking that, they're sitting with 3 points, aren't they? So that would be another 3. Yeah. Yeah, so either Pakistan or Somalia would work. Okay. I really don't feel like I want to go through all that again, but it's the only thing I can... And I doubt if I'm going to get the time to do it anyway. I need to get lucky again, really lucky, that they're going to draw cards that's not going to put 2 cells in there and do a Major Jihad. At least allowing me a little time to... The problem is, the time I need right now, I probably... No, hold on, stop. These are my only 2 3-ops cards, right? And there's nothing else in my hand that can go and get me an Axis of Evil or anything like that. So there's nothing that says US go hard or anything like that. And this card's really good as well, but it's not going to help me survive. And, well, the problem is these are my only 3-ops cards. So I need to use the infrared reassessment again, which means the training camps is going to trigger, but okay. But before I do that, I've only got 1 troop on the track. So, and like I say, that's my only 2 3-ops cards. So, the annoying thing with this is, see, if I played this, that removes that regime change marker out of there, puts that to pure ally, and I've got access to these 6 troops. But then I can't do the reassessment to hard to do the regime change to move the 6 troops into Pakistan, shall we say. To regime change them into Pakistan. So the only other way I can do it is doing a withdraw action right now, which requires 3 ops, which means I'm going to have to put something in a reserve. So I'm going to spend 1 phase for this 1 operation to withdraw these troops back to the track. At least 5 of them I need to do. With that, yeah, I did say I wouldn't leave a Baziz regime because there's 1 already there, so that side of it's good. But the regime change marker stays, doesn't that? Remove all aid, place Baziz regime, and then we'd roll prestige, which isn't terrible as well because we could potentially get lucky. There's no penalty here, so a 5 or a 6 would be nice. And then we've got the troops on the track. So that's 1 phase. Then our second phase is we go hard. Right? Then our third phase is we've got to play another 2 cards to regime change. So that's 6 cards. That's them. They're going to get to draw 6 cards too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got 7 left, so they're going to get to draw 6 cards. Well, I'm going to play 2. Hang on, no, they're only going to get to draw 4, Grant. Maybe. So right now, if we withdraw, and I've only just got, I'm going to have 1 card left over. I withdraw, they play 2 cards. I reassess, they play 2 cards, and then a regime change. So, okay, fair enough. So it's only 4 cards. So 4 cards they're getting. And that 4 cards, all they need to do is recruit 2 cells, and then it's an attempted besiege regime. And the -1 reaction, so hang on, -1, is that for every die roll? How does that work? Because we only roll 1 dice for our things. They roll multiples. I guess that must be how it works. It does affect jihad, so I remember it saying that, so that's really strong then, isn't it? That means that turns all their 3s into 2s. Each reaction marker subtracts 1 to any war of ideas, jihad, or major jihad die rolls in that country. Yeah, because if we roll 3 dice, we're attempting 3 major jihads. We need 2 successes. So normally they'd be 3s, but we could then get away with... Oh, sorry, I said 3s are turned into 2s. So that means 4s. So it's only 5s or 6 would fail, wouldn't it? That's horrible as well. And yeah, I could start looking at cards to say, right, is there a card that I can get rid of that reaction marker? But I mean, I've already said I'm going to have 1 card left. Place 1 or reaction marker. No. No, what card was it? Play if a country was subject to an event or operation. No, that doesn't do anything either. Oh, that was the one there. That one bumps your prestige. Yeah, I actually have some good cards. That status quo is really good. The Ebola scare is good. Tahrir Square, I think, is pretty good as well. I suppose I've got to try, haven't I? Right, what about training camps then? How bad is that going to get? So, place training camps in a tested, non-good Muslim country. While on the map, 3, 5 if in a caliphate country. Well, we've not got any caliphate, so it's going to be, while on the map, 3 additional cells are available to recruit while in the 9 box of ample funding. Place 2 cells there now. May auto-recruit there. Cells travelling from there receive a -1 modifier. Remove training camps if host country becomes good, or if there are no cells or cadre there, or if played again elsewhere. As in, there's more than 1 training camps card. Maybe 196. Well, I may not tell you here, Grant. Oh, it is up there. This is just 1 card, so I don't know. It's a place. There's some text. This is if the jihadist bot was playing this, though. It said place in a non-auto-recruit country using recruit and travel 2 priorities. Oh, well, no, it's going to look at that, isn't it? Because that's going to be the one that's playing it. So, place in a non-auto-recruit country using recruit and travel 2 priorities table. And it's got to go in a tested, non-good Muslim country based on that as well. So, I don't know about the bit at the end there, though. It was the bit at the end said, or if played again elsewhere. suppose the card could come back and get played again. That was meaning, probably. Okay. Yeah, one of the things I was thinking there was, if there's no cells, but you place 3 cells when you do this, don't you? 3 additional cells are available to recruit. Place 2 cells there now. So when you play this, there's always going to be access to at least 3 cells, maybe 5 cells if it's a caliphate. Yeah, I was just thinking, does it become unplayable if they 3 cells are away? Mind you, if they 3 cells are away, they're in here, and it's yeah. I don't know. I'm starting to get a bit dragged down by this. I'm just not able to move on and do some fun things. I did think today when I was coming up tonight, I thought I'm going to get up here, get the camera on and start thinking, what do I do? And it's all messy and I'm struggling along here, but I even actually thought last night, and I'm not getting fed up with the game, but this is sort of, I'm bashing my head against the wall, I feel. And I suppose that's why there's a win condition of them reaching 6. Now, I have managed to officially avoid it. But, if they get to that 6, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to carry on that. I don't know. Because, then with that, I could forget about the 6 points, though, and maybe concentrate on some other things. Try to get my regime change back, not worry about the fact that Iraq's going to go, or the next country is going to go back to Islamist rule. Just let's not care about it. Okay, I do need to watch this, because if this gets to 15, however, that is the one that we require to be at 1 prestige, which, by the way, we're sitting at that now. But if that gets to 15, and we're at 1 prestige, that's the second win condition for them. And then, of course, the third one's a WMD going off in the United States, which I'd like to think we might be able to avoid, but who knows? Yeah, okay. And of course, this is the other thing. Because I'm panicking and thinking, right, they're going to win the game, I'm using 2 cards like this. That's a really good card. That's a good card for them, which I wouldn't probably be playing, but because they're the only 2 3-ops cards I've got to play them to try and survive. But I feel like I still should do it. That's the thing. Right, okay. Okay, let's do... Does a regime change roll prestige as well? It does, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. Right, okay. I'm going to do withdraw then. We're at soft. Well, hang on, Grant. You were looking... Yeah, no, the reason I'm going to withdraw them from there was because there's a Busy's regime marker there. I'll tell you... Oh, no, you're not going to have status quo anymore, though. Okay, I need to get 3 ops together, so give me a second. To be honest, I'm looking through all the 5 other cards to see which 2 I want to use for ops to do this, but I'm forgetting I'm gonna have to use 2 of them to do the regime change. Well, you know what? You might not even get to the regime change. Right, okay, I'm gonna put this for 2 ops into reserves. So I'm not playing for the event. And I'm going to play this and use the 2 reserves to do a withdraw operation. So we haven't done this before. I think the played is probably fine, Grant, but no news. I think I looked it over here though. Withdraw is a second special type of deploy operation. It requires the US to be at soft posture and have troops in a regime change country. Play a 3 of value card, may include reserves, which we just did. Deploy any number of troops out of the regime change country regardless of cells present. Remove any aid markers. Place a besieged regime marker there if there is not one already. Right? Roll prestige. The regime change marker remains. Okay, so that's mean I want to do it there because if I do it in Egypt, yeah, and I've not got the status quo card's going away anyway. Right, so do I leave one cell there or troop? One troop's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Don't know, something's telling me that it's going to bite me in the bum if I didn't. Okay, I'm not sure yet. Well, that regime change marker stays. The Besieged regime's fine. I'm definitely taking at least 5 troops back. I'm just killing time while I think about it. Because I need 6. So that's 4, 5, 6. It does push my troops marker up into the war box briefly. Well, again, I say briefly, we might not be doing this. If they get Islamic Rule in there first, then there's no, well, thing is you've gone to hard, you'll have went to hard. Well, I might not even get to hard actually, because they could potentially win the game on the next phase. So am I leaving? Where's that other troop? Am I leaving that there, or am I as well putting that back to the track as well? I suppose I'm maybe, I don't know, I'm not really sure. I'll leave it there. Thing is, you need 2 troops to do the whole disrupt thing, don't you? Well, yeah, I'm just going to take it back as well, I think. Well, that's regime change. Yeah, I wouldn't have normally been able to move the troops with that. It's just because I'm doing this withdraw. Yeah, because the normal deploy, if from a regime change country, you must leave at least 5 more troops in cells. But that's why we're doing this withdraw. Yeah, I'm going to put them all back then. I really don't know. I'll maybe come across a reason why I should have left one there, but let's just leave that like that then. Okay, so just thinking about the new rules and that, nothing's really happened there regarding that, is it? Right, but the last thing we do need to do is roll prestige. Now there's no penalty here, so we are just getting to straight up roll prestige. So 1 to 4 it'll drop, 5 to 6 it'll rise. So we can hope for that, I guess. Hope for a 5 or 6. Here we go. Oh, it would be a 4, wouldn't it? Right, so there's no point rolling because it's at 1, right? And again, I'm not going to go back and look whether it should be at 1 right now or not. It affected me, so it didn't help me, so I'll just leave it. Okay. Well, that's my 2 card plays for that phase, so it's back to them. Hey, why are we sitting? That's your 2 cards you played. Discard them. Okay. Right, back to the ball. Let's just see if he's going to win it. Here we go. Well, that's a good start for him. So 2 US ops, and he's got 1 in reserves. How about that? And 3 cells on the track. Perfect. Right, well, let's go through the procedure, because it has been... I know I was very repetitive about when I went through the flow chart every time and it still came to Somalia. You must have been thinking, we know it's Somalia, Gran. Just do it in Somalia. I don't know. I just go that way, don't I? Right, let's go through it here though, because, well, things are different now. Right, where are we going? We're up here, right? Is it a playable non-US event? No. As a major jihad success at poor possible? No. Remember, this is Islamic Show, this is Islamic Show. The only place they've got cells not Islamic Show is Iraq, which is poor, and it's got a reaction marker. Is funding tight? No. Is there a cell in good or fair? Well, I think I just said that there wasn't. Yeah, there is not. Is there poor Muslim with 1 to 4 more cells and troops? There is. Is there any travel adjacent? No, there's not. So yes, no. Yeah, that's right. Yes, no. Is funding moderate? No. Is there cells available? Yes. Recruit in the 1 to 4 more cells than troops. There's one option there, Grant. So stop, and you can just completely stop. You don't need to go down here, and you certainly don't need to go that way, right? Okay, so 2 ops, 3 cells on the track. So this time, yes, he uses this. That seems quite logical and correct and everything, doesn't it? He's got 2 ops. There's 3 cells available on the track. He can only do the 1 operation. We know that if he goes into radicalization, that they then get to cheat that rule a little bit by doing they might do another recruit operation. It's possible. But however, right now his 1 operation is recruit. He can only do it for 2. But use that reserves, he can now do it for 3 in those 3 cells, right? So 3 attempts to recruit in Iraq. Right, that reaction marker doesn't help with that then, surely. I did just read it. It's only for War of Ideas and Jihad. I just read it, man. You just read it. Each awakened marker adds 1. And each reaction marker subtracts 1 to any War of Ideas, Jihad or Major Jihad die rolls in that country. These modifiers do not affect plots or other operations in any way. There we go. Okay, so 3 die rolls, he needs a 3 or less on them all, and we need these all to be 4s, 5s or 6s to keep our chances alive. Here we go. Oh, how about it? Well, 3 failures. The gods are with us, maybe. So, yeah, that's it. No recruits. He used up his reserve. That's his operation's done. Yeah. Okay, second card. Right. Let's see a jihadist card now. No, come on. When a regime changed country by an awakening marker, improve its governance 1 level. Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, we know what's going to happen, isn't it? Exactly the same thing's going to happen. He's no reserves to spend, but he's got 3 ops this time. So he's going to attempt to recruit in Iraq with the other 3 ops. Grant wants to look at the flowchart. I'm trying to force them away from looking at it. Yeah, nothing's changed there, Grant. Not one thing changed. Well, the only thing that changed is we reduced his reserves down to 0, but this time he's got 3 ops. He doesn't need the reserves. Right, we want to just repeat what's happened there. We'll just go... Right, there we go. Yeah. Right, so 3 attempts again to recruit. Need to be high. Oh, I tell you what, we'll take it. 1 success, 2 failures. So, there you go. Just 1 recruit. I'm trying to be tidy. And 2 failures, so there's still 2 cells in the track. But, well, we've survived that phase. His 2 cards are done. Remember, it still only takes 2 more cards for the game to be won, as such. These 2 cards were not played for event. They just get discarded. So we survived there. So are we going to go? Well, yeah, we have to go for it. Just go for it. So we're going to do a reassessment again. And what, it just changes us to hard, that's all, isn't it? I mean, the good thing is this is in the middle, so there's no penalty. The bad thing might be if we ghost rule this and then the Islamists rule that. But right, so I'm going to do a reassessment. Unfortunately, I'm having to play this for the ops. And then having to play this for the ops. Well, this is going to trigger and play. But I've selected my operation. Yeah, because I think I caught myself doing a little bit of that again, didn't I? Like trying to play the event before I decided what I was wanting to do. I think the second time I done it, didn't look like it was a big deal, but it clearly is a big deal when it's not the proper way to do it. It is not playing by the rules, Grant. So, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so will we just do the training camps first? Well, I mean, nothing happens, so let's just do the reassessment first. I mean, it's just flip us over to hard, isn't it? Played 2 3-value cards, taking up the entire US action phase, no reserves. Shift US posture from hard to soft or soft to hard. Let's do it, and I'll flip that over just to keep myself thinking that we're on the right track. Right, let's deal with training camps then. Well, playable events, so let's get my tablet across. Okay, 196 training camps. Despite repeated efforts by the US to destroy them through TLAM or drone strikes, jihadists have been successful in establishing training camps in undergoverned areas where the US is less air active, and then sending the resulting cells out to fight in civil wars or to sleep in non-Muslim countries until activated. TLAM or drone strikes. Yeah, someday I'll know. Right, so training camps, weapons and tactics training. So we'll place training camps, right? Right, here it's here. Is there something on the back yet? No. Right, so it's just a straight up here. So it's got all recruit. So this was the other option that got mentioned to me a while ago. And -1 to travel there. So that's -1. That's a good modifier from that, isn't it? Cells travelling from there. Cells travelling from there receive a -1 modifier. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Yeah, so if they're travelling from there to a poor country, a 4 would be a success, wouldn't it? A 4 and less, 4 and under, yeah. Okay, so this gets placed. Alright, so we need a tested non-good Muslim country. Right, we've only got one good country, is Afghanistan, so it can't go there. And it needs to have already been tested for some reason. Waste training camps in a tested non-good Muslim country. Right, let's get that bit first. But there's a little bit of information here, wasn't there? 196. Place in non-auto recruit country. Well, hold on here. It says it's got. Yeah, Grant. Sorry, I'm thinking the wrong thing. Right. Okay, I've had quite a long day. Not really work-wise, but I had quite a few things on. But anyway, place in a non-auto recruit country using recruit and travel to priorities table, right? Non-auto recruit using recruit and travel to. Oh, did that say table? That said table. That said table. That did say table. Yeah, I want to say was this not one I mentioned back in the day when I looked ahead and found that specifically says priorities table, whereas all the previous ones that we had been looking at, like this one here, Jad's videos, recruit and travel to priorities. Man, it's maybe meant to be though, and we got the word from what's his name? Was it Adam? We got the word from him that if it doesn't say the word table, then you start here. If it does say the word table, you go straight here. So that says the word table. Right, a non-auto recruit country. So it's got to be non-auto recruit, and it's not got to be Afghanistan because that's good, right? And it's got to be a Muslim country. Right, okay. So recruit and travel 2 priorities. Can be, well, not Islamic rule. Well, that's a priority anyway. It's got to be non-auto recruit, which Islamic rule is. Pakistan and West no arsenal. Well, Pakistan doesn't have an arsenal, and it's Islamic rule as well. In a Baziz regime country. Right, let's have a look there then. We've got Baziz regime here, but this is an auto recruit country. And we've got... No, the other one went away. It was in Somalia. So remember, that regime change marker's still there, so it can't go there. Tested non-good Muslim country. 196. Place in a non-auto recruit country. So that doesn't count, is it? And that's only place as a Baziz regime marker, I believe. Yes. So move on. Not Baziz regime. We come to Syria. Now Syria is in this expansion. This is Awakening. Just to check, Awakening. So Syria and West no Arsenal. Well, we've not. So there's Syria. That could be the winner then, eh? So card says a non-good Muslim country, a tested non-good Muslim country. Syria's tested, it's not good, and it's Muslim. And then the instructions say non-auto recruit. Well, that's not an auto recruit, because the thing is, the training camps brings that along, doesn't it? Non-auto recruit, using the recruit and travel priorities. Right, well, I think it's going in Syria then. Yeah. Oops. I'm going to put it down the bottom, I think. So we're going to get some cells as well, aren't we? So just double checking that. Not as I'm sure. Pakistan and West no Arsenal. Baziz regime. We couldn't do it because that was auto recruit. Syria and West no arsenal. And Syria does have 2 weapons of mass destruction. So yeah, that's the target. There's only one option. Yeah, okay. And we were to just do it through the table. Good. So we've found our target. Place training camps in a tested non-good Muslim country. While on the map, 3, and remember the 5 if it's Caliphate, it's not Caliphate. So 3 additional cells are available to recruit while in the 9 box of ample funding. 1.3.7. I just thought I'd have a glance at that. Well, it's a big section, but 1.3.7 new cells. The training camps event adds 3 additional cells which are placed off map to the right of the ample funding box. If the host country is Caliphate, or if it later becomes a Caliphate country, immediately increase the number of new cells to 5. Similarly, decrease the available supply by 2 if no longer in Caliphate country. These new cells are always the last cells brought into the game and can only be recruited if jihadist funding is in the 9 box of ample funding. Alright, okay. Well, it is at the moment, but fair enough. Okay. Okay, well, that's a bit annoying. That's in 9, actually. But anyway, these new cells are always the last cells brought in the game and can only be recruited if jihadist funding is in 9 box ample funding. They can be brought in by event, play, or by converting reaction markers into cells at the beginning of a civil war. Right, okay, I mind reading about that. Even if funding is not in the 9 box. Once more than 15 cells are in play, then as cells are removed for any reason, place them to the right of the ample funding box until only 50 remain on the map, then start filling the jihadist funding track normally with future losses. If the training camps event marker has been removed from the map, these cells remain on the map until eliminated, but may only be brought back into play from the track after the future play of another training camps event. Right, so whether it's another card that brings training camps in, or whether it's just meaning you could maybe, that card could be maybe played again. So 3 cells. Right, now we need to get, there's a This one, we're not breaking these out. These are the militia. You can see that there's 5 extra cells in there. So I'm just going to bring 3 out just now, and maybe we might see some militia at some point. I'll just leave them in the wee bag just now though, in case nothing happens regarding that. So 3 cells, and I mean they go in ample funding, but I'm just going to leave them to the side of that, I think. What does that say? Cells and boxes, nah, right, it just tells you what to do. So yeah, I'm just going to leave them off to the side. But they're only available when this is in 9. If it's down there, we can't recruit these. We could recruit these, but not them. But it also said that if it says place a cell and it's down there, and you've got these 3, then that's fine. I think that's what we're at there. So 3 cells up there. Okay, back to the training camp. So then, yeah, additional cells are available to recruit while in the 9 boats of ample funding. Yeah, it's even on the card there. So then, place 2 cells there now, and that's the country that we selected, okay, which was Syria. So we're going to place 2 cells now. There's only 2 more cells on the track, but we do have the 3 extra ones, and the fact that because I started thinking there, are they going to recruit in the next turn? But then I thought they can't get them if that's not in the 9 box, but it's in the 9 box anyway. But I've already said that they're just going to travel anyway, so you're not getting away with it. And in fact, hold on. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Is that adjacent? It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Syria is adjacent to Iraq. Yeah, Syria. Oh my. Yeah, I've just realised. It's just hit me that this is horrible. Because that's an auto travel. And, well, what I started thinking about first was that this says this is a -1 to the travel from, making it easier, but it doesn't matter, it's adjacent anyway. I wonder if I noticed that Syria was... Nah, sure, we do. Yeah. Just because of the map box, the box there that I might have... It's got it on the actual map though, isn't it? Okay, it feels like it's kind of getting worse, but... Yeah, we need luck. Again, we need luck. Well, we did get some in their last phase, so let's see what we get. So place 2 cells there now. May auto recruit there. Yeah, it says it on the wee marker. Cells travelling from there receive a -1 modifier. Okay, remove training camps if host country becomes good. Well, that's not likely to happen anytime soon. Or if there are no cells or cadre there. Or if played again elsewhere. So they 2 cells would need to... I mean, if they travelled away. Remember, that doesn't leave cadre behind. But if they travel away, they're probably travelling into here. Okay, that's that done. That was a 2 card? Oh no, that's me. Sorry. I'm forgetting that's me. Right, so this card's marked though, and I'm going to put that somewhere. That looks like is best. Yeah, well, that's where we had this question. Yeah, that card. We'll just leave that there just now. I know it's not hand, but it's just as a sort of wee reminder of what's going on there. Okay, and then status quo just gets, yeah, nice event, but I don't know. Right, okay, can we survive once more then? We're now hard. We're ready to do a regime change. We've got the troops on the track. Yeah, and this is probably where it all collapses, isn't it? Well, 59 minutes. Well, I'll keep the suspense for the next part. Yeah, I think it will. Or will I? Because if this happens, I don't know. I don't want to stop the game, but part of me sort of feels like maybe I should just let that be as a victory to them, and I don't know. Well, why don't you draw their 2 cards, Grant, and then finish the part, and you can ponder on it while you're copying the video across. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so 4 cells. There is 3 cells on the track, even though the training camp's 1. But I mean, it doesn't matter. They can travel. They've got travel. In fact, no, hold on. Stop. They're not even going to go to recruit. They're just going to travel them, aren't they? I forgot. So we need 2 events. Well, I mean, as long as we get the first one as an event, then they can't do the major jihad. So come on, play an event, not a US card. Smartphones, we just had that recently. Okay, that's probably not going to be, well, it's placing reaction markers. Play if a country was subject to an event or operations in this or last action phase. It was Syria. This is playable, which I know it's not going to be good, but that's what we want. We want them to play an event, because if they use that for one ops, my guess is the cells travelling from Syria to Iraq, and then if they turn the next card over, it's going to be a major jihad attempt in Iraq. So, Syria was subject to an event in the last action phase, yeah? Yeah, it was. My last action phase. Yeah, my last action phase was a reassessment in which training camps triggered. So we played the event, and the event targeted Syria. Now, is it going to place the reaction marker in that country? Okay, so hang on then. So I think it's playable. Place 1 awakening or 1 reaction marker in one of those countries, and then it allows play of Facebook. Ooh, would that put it off from playing it? I mean, Facebook's in the discard pile, but that'd be scary if it says not to play it. 212. No, there's nothing. I've got nothing. And remember, it's always going to place reaction markers, not awakening markers. So unless it does nothing, it's quite playable. So yeah, we're going to play smartphones. Okay, 211 to 213, so there's 3 of them. Smartphones. The preponderance of cell phones across the globe means that nearly any public event will be captured on video and can be spun on the web to suit political agendas the very same day. Marrying up this technology with social media, cards 153 to 154, provides an even stronger level of communication and focused organisation. Right, okay, so nothing stopping them from playing it. So I think it's a good thing for us. So smartphones, a camera in every pocket. Play if a country was subject to play if a country was subject to an event or operations in this. Right, so there was nothing in this action phase up to now, because this is his first card play. Or last action phase. Now for our last action phase, we had to play the 2 cards for the assessment. So there was only 1 country affected, and that was the country that was targeted by the training camps. So place 1 awakening or 1 reaction marker in one of those countries, allows play of Facebook. So we're going to mark that. Smartphones. Smartphones allows Facebook, but we've seen it discarded. Just see on the back of this is also an event called censorship, which blocks Facebook, but that's been played, so that goes up in the events box. And we place a reaction marker in Syria. Right, it's actually only got 1. It's already got 1. Yeah, just things are getting worse for us. We've got no awakening. He's got loads of reaction markers out there. It's just not going right. Nothing's really going right here, right? Okay. That was it then. Now this is a mark card, but I don't think I need to lay that card out there, because it's got the event there that says allows Facebook. that's what that does. So I'll just put it in the discard pile. Doesn't get removed, but discard pile. That's our first card play though, so they've got one more. There we go. Okay, Osama bin Laden. This is a 3 ops. Stop. Go back to that. This was an unassociated event. They played it for the event. They get a reserve. It was a 1 ops card, so they get a reserve. Okay, let's see what Osama bin Laden's up to then. Okay, so an unassociated event. Osama bin Laden, 3 ops. Well, US may play. We're not looking at that really. If jihadists, -1 prestige for each Islamist rule and or civil war country. That's unplayable, isn't it? Yeah, because our prestige is at 1. I think this might have to say something in the event table. If ignore if it's -1, it's unplayable. Sorry, my prestige is at 1, it's unplayable, I'm guessing. Let's not even got that. 237. No, it's not mentioned. It does nothing, Grant. It does nothing. Please don't start pondering on it. And I already had that with a couple of cards yesterday. If jihad is -1 prestige for each Islamist rule and or civil war country. So they've got 2 Islamist rules, so it would be -2 prestige for me. My prestige is at 1. They know my prestige is at 1. They're not playing this card for the event. They're playing it for 3 ops, Grant. Just accept that, right? Right, so played for the ops. They did have 1 reserve, but 3 is enough. So, right, different things going to happen here. However, they're not going to major jihad. That's the important one, because I mean, if they had with that smartphones, then we might have been in trouble. Well, we probably would have been in trouble. Is it a playable non-use event? No. Major jihad success at poor possible? No. Not just yet. Very soon, but not just yet. So no. Is funding tight? No. Is there a selling good or fair? Right, so we've got extra sales in here, but again, Syria's poor. So no. Oh. Right, just read on, Grant. So no. Is there a poor moves on 1 to 4 more cells than troops where jihad success possible? Yes, but Syria is included here. So you've got Syria and Iraq. Oh, this is interesting. Well, you need to find the candidate first. So, poor moves on 1 to 4 more cells than troops and militia where jihad success possible. Yes. Among candidates, we've got 2 candidates. Find travel to priority, because either one of them is going to have a cell adjacent. Man, it'd be nice if Iraq travels some cells into Syria, but then again, well, you know what? It might, because it's got WMDs. The problem is, how many ops have we got here? 3. Ugh, yuck. Hey, I tell you what though, Syria's only 2 resources. Oh, right. Well, let's find out what the priority is. We might be. So we're here, and we've got 2 choices. Travel to priority. We come here. Yeah, well, we briefly come here and stop at this box. And this is, I think, when Grant starts moving on. But so we come at this box, and because we've got 2 options here. And we're looking for travel to priority. That doesn't say table. You know, it doesn't go straight down the table. So we come here, but we're going to the table anyway. Pyramids on 1 to 4 more cells. Still looking at both of these. So Syria and Iraq. So travel to priority, it's going to get Syria, isn't it? Not Islamist rule, neither of them are. Pakistan, neither of them are. Baziz regime, neither of them have a Baziz regime. Syria, unless no arsenal. Bingo. So our travel to priority is Syria. Is there a movable cell adjacent? Yes, there is. Travel. Now, hold on. It is just still taking you to travel. Remember, all this is now wiped out, Grant. So, well, okay. But I think the same thing's going to happen, isn't it? So we come across, we're doing a travel operation. We've got 3 ops. So we can travel 3 cells. So where are we travelling to? We're travelling to the pyramids on 1 to 4 more cells. There's 2 options. There's 2 options. We're going to come down here and find Syria. So that we're travelling to Syria. Nothing changed there. No. So we're travelling to Syria. Where are we travelling from? Adjacent. Yes. So it's going to travel all 3 cells. Yeah, that's what it's going to do. So adjacent, there's only 1 adjacent, Iraq. It's got 3 ops. It's going to travel 3 cells out of Iraq now and into Syria. There's no space to put all this stuff. So, no, that was bad. It's lying on its side, Grant. Did I move 3 there? Yeah, I did. Yeah, because we had 4. We had 4 here. And remember, these are auto travels because the fact training camps auto recruit. No, we got to travel, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, we never reached and auto recruit wasn't talked about. Not Islamist rule, obviously. Pakistan, unless no arsenal. Baziz regime, there's none. Syria, unless no arsenal. Yeah, it's a priority over Iraq, which I'm quite happy about. Well, the plot thickens. So, okay. That's it. There are 3 ops used to travel. They did have 1 reserve, but that's fine. That's our 2 cards played. These were both played. This would only been removed if it was a US player that played it. So these just go back, and this was just marked and not removed. Okay, well, there you go, Grant. You're still alive, and you're still going to be alive. They've got 3 cards left. But we can regime change right now. And in fact, if you want to be smart and cheeky about it all, you don't maybe need to. I get more WMDs. Oh my, the world's a mess. Grant's causing chaos in the world. Right. Yeah, because he's sitting at 3 points from 1 from Somalia, 2 from Pakistan. That would be an R2 taking him to 5. Then he's then still going to come back and probably bash away at Iraq again. But I mean, he's got a -2 reaction marker up there as well. So, well, no Baziz regime. So he needs 2 successes. And he's got 1 reserve, yeah. So unless he draws a 1-ops card. If he draws a 1-ops card, he's only rolling 2 dice. Needs 2 successes, but they only need to be 5 succeeds, isn't it? So if any of them are 6s, we're still good. But yeah. Again, it's just, it doesn't matter. It starts looking like, well, that's better for us, but I mean, yeah, it just feels like it's delaying the inevitable, innit? And I still now can't do anything. I'm probably as well, though, but I've went hard. And regime change does a prestige roll, doesn't it? So my prestige is still at 1, so why not do a regime change either in Pakistan or Somalia? I would probably suggest Pakistan may be better. Um. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, you can't. The only thing you can do in Islamic rule, remember, is regime change, Grant. I'm just thinking we've got two troops here and we could mess up, we could get the cell to disrupt, but no, we can't. It's Islamic rule. These two troops are useless there, to be honest. It'd be better spending. Well, I might have a one ops left over to send him back to the track. Assuming I can still do that. Yeah, I can. Okay, well, that's an hour and 15 minutes. It is our turn next. I'm going to stop. I don't know if I should come right back or not. Let me copy this bit across first and take a little bit of a break and think about things and see what's what. Okay, be back in a bit. Cheers.